Hey everyone, MJ here. In this video, I wanted to make it on why Cyberpunk 2077 is amazing. Last year, I made a video on why you should play Cyberpunk 2077 in 2023, and in 2024, I want to explain to you all all of the mechanics of the game and why Patch 2.0 and Phantom Liberty have really just upped its game with Cyberpunk. Honestly, CDPR stuck with the game since launch, and they've kept updating it, they kept improving it, and we might even see a few more updates before the sequel in the next Witcher game. But in this video, we're going to be explaining to you all why Cyberpunk 2077 is purely amazing. First, I'm going to be telling you all about the combat in Cyberpunk 2077. Since patch 2.0 for Cyberpunk, the game now has a new perk system that allows players to customize their skills and abilities, such as deflecting bullets with samurai swords, which I honestly thought was amazing, or air dashing, like just a cool anime hero, like in the Cyberpunk anime, for example. But Cyberpunk also does let you play however you choose. You can bypass combat entirely in some situations by using stealth, hacking, persuasion, or just running away. That gives players more freedom and choice in how they want to approach each battle in each scenario. The game also features a wide, and I mean a wide range of weapons, from swords to pistols to assault rifles to shotguns, everything that you can think of, honestly. They have different properties and effects, such as smart guns that will track targets, power weapons with ricochet bullets, like you can charge up a shot and they'll go through walls as well, tech weapons, like I just said, to pierce through walls, and you can also modify the weapons with attachments and cyberware that you can upgrade to enhance the performance of the guns. Since patch 2.0, the game now has a very responsive and engaging melee combat system that involves blocking, dodging, counterattacking, and guard breaking. Players can use their fists, knives, you can use baseball bats, katanas, which I thought was awesome, Manus blades, which are cyberware, and more to fight their enemies up close and personal. And one of the coolest parts about Cyberpunk's combat and gameplay is that it has a dynamic and very immersive combat environment that reacts to your reactions and actions, such as destructible objects, explosive barrels, hacking opportunities, and environmental hazards. And we're able to use vehicles, drones, cybernetic animals to aid us in combat. Now we're going to be talking about the world of Night City. Night City is a massive and immersive open world that will offer us a lot of variety in activities, quests, and secrets to discover. You can explore different districts, each with their own unique atmosphere, architecture, and gangs. You can also interact with the environment using hacking devices, you can drive vehicles, and using vending machines. Night City is also a visually stunning and technologically advanced world that will showcase the power of ray tracing, dynamic lighting, and high-resolution textures on PC and on quality mode of Xbox Series X and PS5. The city is filled with neon lights, holograms, cybernetic enhancements, just everything you think about when you think about a cyberpunk futuristic world, and it creates a striking contrast between beauty and decay. Night City has a rich and complex world that has a deep history, lore, and culture. You're able to learn more about the city's past, present, and future through various media, such as newspapers, radio, TV, and the in-game's internet. You can also meet and interact with diverse and memorable characters, each with their own stories, their own motivations, and personalities. Next, we're going to be talking about the gigs and side missions of Night City. The gigs and side missions in Cyberpunk 2077 offer a variety of gameplay options that will cater to your playstyle, such as stealth, hacking, combat, dialogue, or just plain exploration. You're able to choose how you approach each gig or side mission, as your choices may have consequences or good rewards. They also provide a deeper insight into the world of Night City and the characters. You will learn about the history, lore, culture, and the politics of the city and its factions, as well as meeting and interacting with diverse and memorable NPCs, some of whom may become your allies or enemies. A lot of the gigs and side quests also have surprising and unexpected outcomes that will challenge or delight you. Some gigs and side missions may reveal hidden secrets, plot twists, moral dilemmas, or emotional moments that can affect your player's perception of the game or the main story of Cyberpunk. Next, we're going to be talking about the romances of Cyberpunk 2077. The romances in Cyberpunk 2077 are awesome, honestly. They're all meaningful and impactful, as they'll affect the main story and the endings of the game. Your romance partners can support you, fight with you, or try to sacrifice for you, depending on your choices. They'll also send you messages, call you, and invite you to hang out with them throughout the game. Each romance option also hosts side quests that are always fun and immersive, as they involve engaging dialogue, interesting quests, and steamy scenes. You can learn more about the characters' backgrounds, personalities, and motivations, as well as exploring their different aspects of Night City that they'll take you on through police buildings or the Badlands. You're also able to enjoy some intimate moments with them, either in their homes, hotels, or even on a boat. Next, we're going to be talking about the gangs and enemy variety of Night City. To start off the discussion of the Night City gangs, you have Maelstrom, a violent and cybernetic gang that operates in the Watson district. They are known for their extreme body modifications and cyberpsychosis. Next, we have the Valentinos, which Jackie resides in, a large and loyal gang that follows a code of honor based on their religion and family. They're involved in various criminal activities, such as drug smuggling, car theft, and prostitution. Next up is the 6th Street, a patriotic and vigilante gang that consists of combat veterans. They claim to bring justice to Night City, but they also extort, rob, and smuggle guns. Next up is a gang I know a lot of people don't like, the Voodoo Boys. They're a mysterious and net-savvy gang that specializes in hacking and cyber warfare, and they control the Pacifica District. You also have the Animals, a brutal and muscular gang that uses their steroid called Juice to enhance their physical abilities. They prefer melee combat, just punching, and working as mercenaries for hire. Next up, we have the Tiger Claws, a stealthy and ruthless gang that has ties to the Japanese mega corporation Arasaka. They use martial arts, katanas, and motorcycles to dominate the Westbrook district. Finally, we have the Moxes, a relatively new and friendly gang that protects sex workers and the marginalized. They were formed after the death of the club owner named Lizzie Borden. Next, we're going to be talking about the main story of Cyberpunk. One of the best parts of Cyberpunk's main story is that it has multiple branching paths that depend on your choices, actions, and your relationships with other characters. You're able to shape the outcome of the story and the fate of Night City by choosing different dialogue options, completely skipping side quests, and aligning with different factions. The main story of Cyberpunk 2077 is also a very long one. You could probably beat the game if you go through just the main story in about 10 to 15 hours. Now, that's not counting side quests, of course, but the main story is also very engaging, with plenty of the colorful cast of characters like Panam, Judy, Takamura. You have the Arasaka faction, you have the Aldecados, you have all these other factions that are all vying for control and vying to survive in Night City and the Badlands, and you can choose to help them, you can choose to not help them, you can choose to, bring the Aldecados back to glory, or you can choose to just completely leave them alone. You can help Judy with her personal issues, and you're able to help River and Carrie as well with their issues, but it all comes back down to the main story and who you side with. Either the Aldecados in the end, or either, the corporations, or either, go with a third option. Finally, we're going to be talking about Johnny Silverhand and your character's relationship with them. Johnny Silverhand is portrayed by Keanu Reeves, and when I say he did a good job acting out for Johnny, he did a fucking amazing job, honestly. Playing a legendary rocker boy who was the leader of the band Samurai and a rebel against the mega corporations like Arasaka and others. He wrote and performed songs, and honestly, Keanu Reeves did such an amazing job, and as the character itself, inspiring millions of people to fight for their freedom and dignity from said corporations. Johnny also has a complex and very dynamic personality that will change depending on your choices and actions. He can be sarcastic, he can be cynical, he'll be arrogant with you, or, once you get further into his dialogue, he'll be compassionate with you, depending on the situation. He'll also develop a friendship with you. Johnny Silverhand is honestly the perfect partner in crime to have with you, as a digital ghost who lives in your biochip that's implanted in your head as you're trying to get him out. The main story consists obviously of you trying to get him out safely. Now, when you play the game, you have to go through all these different things, and I'm not going to really spoil it here for you guys, but Johnny Silverhand honestly is the perfect companion to have. At the beginning of the game, yes, he is cynical, he's wary of you, he doesn't like being in your head. He tries to make you kill yourself at the very start, right? And then as you go along, he'll become more compassionate with you. He'll talk to you. You'll learn things together. You'll experience things together, as he's always with you in the game. And then by the end of it, obviously, he's very compassionate with you. He's very serious with you. He'll have deep conversations with you, especially if you do this Johnny and Rogue side quest near the end of the game. Especially then, you can have some very deep conversations with him, which really fleshed out his character. And that's it. I've given you all the reasons of why Cyberpunk 2077 is amazing. Since the launch in 2020, CDPR has been sticking with this game, adding content and the Phantom Liberty DLC, and I'd highly recommend this game to anyone who has not tried it yet. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video.